What if we could completely eradicate corruption, embezzlement, bribery, nepotism, and abuse of power? These are the issues we will strive to overcome in this video. Welcome to the What If Lab channel. Sit back and let's begin. Corruption is an evil that permeates all levels of society. It manifests in various forms, from bribery to embezzlement. People in high positions often appoint their friends and relatives to cushy jobs, a practice known as nepotism. This not only undermines trust in authority, but also harms the economy and social justice. Now, we will briefly go through the chapters to see what changes will occur when we completely eradicate corruption. First, there will be mass arrests of corrupt officials. An example of high-level corruption can be drawn from Indonesia's history, when President Suharto embezzled between 15 and 35 billion US dollars during his rule. This became a symbol of corruption, demonstrating how susceptible people in high positions can be to money. Fortunately, in our story, honest and independent judges will impose strict prison sentences and seize the movable and immovable property of all corrupt individuals, which will help replenish the state treasury. It is important to note that punishment will not only be meted out to officials, but also to those who bribe them, both ordinary criminals and billionaires evading taxes due to their connections with the power elite. After defeating corruption in the public sector, a new era begins for business and the economy. Transparent rules open up opportunities for entrepreneurs and foster the launch of new projects. Bribed tenders become a thing of the past, leading to healthy competition and supporting innovation and startups. This creates new jobs, and tax revenues from honest businesses fill the state treasury. As a result, changes in tax policy are possible, including tax reductions for small and medium-sized enterprises. An example is Georgia, where reforms from 2005 to 2011 led to reduced tax rates. The corporate tax decreased from 20% to 15%, and the tax on dividends and interest dropped from 10% to 5%. Other changes were also implemented. It is important not to forget about billionaires who sometimes evade taxes. Their accumulated wealth can contribute to inflation. If law enforcement agencies begin serious investigations, a significant portion of unpaid taxes will return to the budget, helping to reduce the inflation rate. The attraction of foreign investments increases as international companies see reliable partners in these countries. Currently, many countries in South America, Africa, and Asia are exposed to corruption risks, hindering their economic development. For example, in the 1960s, about 40% of officials in Singapore were corrupt, and the GDP was approximately $5.4 billion USD. Thanks to Lee Kuan Yew and his fight against corruption, by 2021, Singapore's GDP had grown to $340 billion, and the Corruption Perception Index improved to 5th place in the world. Thus, even the poorest countries can boost their economies and create giant corporations capable of competing with companies like Google and Amazon. This will lead to the fight against monopolies and the creation of a more balanced economic environment. In our world, there are numerous challenges that require immediate attention. One ambitious project is the greening of the Sahara Desert, which could help eradicate hunger on the African continent. Thanks to the victory over corruption, securing funding will be quite straightforward. While the exact costs for such a large-scale project can vary, preliminary estimates suggest around $100 billion. But greening is just one side of the coin. We also need to focus on energy sources. We can consider solar and wind power plants. To ensure global energy needs, we will require about 2,500 GWh from solar stations, which will cost approximately $2.5 trillion. Wind power plants will also require similar capacity and may cost around $3.75 trillion. Ultimately, creating a sustainable energy system will cost us about $6.25 trillion. Waste management is another crucial aspect. It is estimated that around 8,000 additional recycling plants will be needed worldwide for effective waste processing. Building them could cost approximately $40 billion. This investment will not only reduce waste, but also create new jobs. Finally, let's talk about water. Water is life. Ensuring global water supply will require costs of about $2.37 trillion. Installing purification facilities will require an additional $50 billion, while creating desalination capacities will cost around $200 billion. The total costs for water supply and purification will amount to about $2.62 trillion. If we sum up all these investments, greening, energy, waste recycling, and water purification, we arrive at an impressive total of around $11.2 trillion. These investments may seem colossal, but they are achievable in a world where corruption has been defeated and the misappropriated funds of all corrupt individuals currently at large have been confiscated. If you think this amount is unmanageable, consider that according to WHO estimates, losses in the healthcare sector due to corruption reach up to $1 trillion per year. And so we come to the end of the video. Yes, everything I shared with you is a utopia, but our civic engagement can help in the fight against corruption. It is within our power to reduce it as much as possible. Please share in the comments what else could change in the world if corruption were to disappear completely. I won't say goodbye. See you next time.